Hello and welcome to the login video for Independence University. We'll be logging into your student portal, which should be familiar to most of you, but we're still going to go over it anyway, and then also logging into your Canvas and how to set it up. So let's go ahead and get started. I think the easiest way just to get to our website is just to go to Google, type in Independence University, and just pull it up. Now this first result is typically going to be a paid result, so we're going to skip that one and we're just going to go straight to the first actual result, like the non-paid ones. Now I think it's easiest to just go to student and faculty, which is the first link, like sub link here. Click student and faculty, and then you see this smiling lady here. Student portal is just right there, so click it and it takes you in. Now the other way you can get to it is you go back to Independence University. Let's say you didn't see that, so you just went straight into our website. It's actually just right up here top right above our number. You can click on that as well. Takes you to the same place. Either way is fine, doesn't really matter as long as you get to this page. Now, if you already have your student portal set up, you can just log in. But for those of you that this isn't familiar, most of the students have their student portals created with their admissions consultant or their financial aid planner. So if you haven't yet, you can just go to create a new account, click it, and you'll put in your social. Now it also asks for student ID. You can put in either. You guys don't have a student ID yet, so you won't be able to use this one. So just use social security number. You put it in, and you'll put your first name, last name, what city you were born in, and your mother's maiden name, and click next. Now I can't show you the next couple pages because I'd actually have to put in a social, so we're not going to do that, but the next couple pages you'd pick a password that you'll make up yourself. Just fill out a little bit of more information. It's really not very long. It's only a couple of questions like this. And make sure you fill the whole thing out though, because if you don't, you won't be able to log in. And then once you're completed, go back. Then you can go back into Student Portal and log in. Now, your username will be your first name dot your last name, all lowercase, no spaces, exactly how you spelled it when you created your Student Portal. Possibly some numbers, depends on how common your name is. So if it's like John Jones, something like that, and something that's more likely to be common, you might have a 01 or a 2 after it. But you'll see that there, and your admissions consultant or your student advisor can help you with that. And then you'll just put in the password you chose. So let's go ahead and log in. Now this is your student portal. Super useful. You can see your advisors here, so if you ever forget, you can email them straight from here. You can see your payment schedule, so like your finances, your financial aid, which is a question that gets asked a lot, so you can actually see it right here. Any documents you've uploaded. Also really useful, another question that gets asked a lot is what class is next for you. The registrar preloads all that. So you might not see it right away. Give it a couple weeks after you start your first class. But by the second class, you should have at least 4 classes in advance. You'll know what your next class is, and that will all be here. You can also change your password from here. So lots of good information, but if you go straight into Canvas, this is what we're after today, is your online courses. So this is the access to that. It's this little red sunbursty thing. We just click it. So you will not be able to log in here yet. So don't try. I mean, you can, but it won't let you log in. So don't panic if that's the case. That's normal. You need to connect this account with your student portal account. So part of what you're going to do that is you're going to reset the password. Your username will be the same for both accounts. It'll be first name dot last name, possibly a number, but you need to set up your password so that it knows, okay, yes, we can connect these now. This person is real. So to do that, you'll just click these yellow words. It says, just created your Campus View portal account. Wait 5 minutes before clicking this link to set up your password. You don't need to wait 5 minutes, just click it right away. And put in your email. Now this is important. Make sure this email matches the email you gave us for your student portal or just that you gave us in general, because they're going to sync those emails. They're going to make sure the information's matching. If they don't, it won't connect. You won't be able to log in. So just make sure that that's the case. And then request password, and then go into your email, and you should get an email. It takes a minute, so anywhere from 5-10 minutes. A few of my students, when they waited until the last minute to do this, so like day 1 of their first class, sometimes it would take a few hours. It just depends on how busy they are. So you want to get this done early. So it should take under 10 minutes to get it, and you'll just follow the instructions to reset your password there. Now, if you don't get that email, contact your admissions consultant or student advisor. They can help you. Now, we can't reset this password, so we have to go through someone else. So when you make your password, when you get that email, make sure it's something you'll remember, because it's not like your student portal password where we can just change it, because we don't have access to their stuff. So what I suggest is, since your usernames are the same, make your passwords the same. That way they're the same in both places, easy to remember, but it doesn't really matter as long as you remember whatever it is. So once you've created your new password, go ahead and log in. And you'll come to this page. Now I want you guys to think of this page as your hallway. If you're here, you're not logged into class yet. Just like you wouldn't be counted as attending class if you were standing out in the hallway, because you're not in class. So that's kind of the same thing. Now from here, you can see what's due, what will be due, recent things that have been graded. But the way you get into your class is you'll come up to courses, and your class will be right here. Now, most of you guys will have CSS 101, Psychology of Motivation. Not all of you, some of you won't, but this is where all your courses will be. Now, the reason this is like a hallway and not your class right away is that you may have more than one class scheduled at a time. You can have anywhere from 1 to 3, most likely 1 or 2 depending, but can be up to 3. So think of this is the hallway and this is the doorway where you get to choose where you go. So once you click on CSS 101, in CSS 101 particularly, there are daily checkpoints that will count as your attendance quizzes. This sample login doesn't have daily checkpoints, so we're not going to go into this one, but we actually do go over daily checkpoints in the walk to class video, which is something that you will want to have set up before you start classes, because it does go over a lot of good information. So let's go over what you'll want to have set up before you start, just as a checklist thing. So you should get this email from your student advisor the week before classes start. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is talk to your student advisor, get to know them. They're going to be with you for your first class, helping you out, so it's good to know who you're talking to. If you don't hear from them by your first day, most of them try to get to you by then, but if you don't hear from them, email them, call them, feel free to contact them. You'll want to let them know your preferred method of communication, so phone, email, text. You'll also want to let them know your grade goal, so A's, B's, C's. Now, you don't have to want A's. We want to know what's your actual grade goal. Like what's a good goal for you? What's stretching you? What's new for you? We want to support you. All these grades are passing, so let us know truthfully where you're at and where you want to be so that we can assist you with that. Now, there are 3 things you'll have to have done for sure before you start classes, and those are highlighted. So the new student orientation you have to have done. That's pretty easy. Just a YouTube video you watch. There are like 5 questions or so. You'll answer them just by sending in an email. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Most things have access to YouTube now, so it should be pretty easy to get to and watch. The walk to class you'll want to have scheduled. Now that's the one that's next after this video. This one's important because it's going to go over what to do, where to go, and how to do it for your first week of classes. And you'll want to make sure that gets done so you're not lost, because it can be kind of confusing your first day when you're in there. It also goes over homework, it goes over tutor help, all the things you'll probably need for this first class. Make sure that gets scheduled. You can let your admissions consultant or your student advisor know, and they'll set that up for you. Now you'll want to reply to the student expectations and strike policy email. That's also sent out by your student advisor the week before classes start, so if you don't have it yet, don't worry. This is a review from student orientation. These are important. That's why we're going over them twice. So we really want you to make sure you know them. So read them, make sure you know them, and then let your student advisor know. The next thing is to set up and check out your student portal and Canvas Classroom. But we just did that. So that, check, already done, completed. Awesome. So you'll want to let your student advisor know if you have questions. Same with your admissions consultant. Now, the last thing that is super important, you have to have this done in order to start, is the early admissions course, having that all done. There's 7 little assignments. If you don't know what this is, you can ask your admissions consultant. They'll set it up for you, they'll help you out. But one of the assignments, kind of cool, is a song essay. Now, I know sometimes hearing the word essay can be scary, but it's just a couple of songs that remind you of your life and why. So it's all opinion, so it's not a research paper or anything like that. What's really cool about it is a teacher will grade it for you, and that's the hardest one that you'll have to do. The other ones are easier than that essay, so don't worry about that. But once the teacher grades it, if you get a B plus or an A on it, you can actually use it to replace a research paper that you have to do in your first class, which is CSS 101 for most of you. So it's pretty cool. It'll save you a lot of time. It's something you have to do anyway. So if you have questions on that, let your student advisors know, because we're always happy to help you out. Same thing with your admissions consultants. So we're excited you're starting with us. I know you guys are all going to do great. If you have questions, let us know. Besides that,